Okay, try again.
All right.
Let's try that again.
From the top. Wow, that was like the best opening ever. And you
I know, I'm so sorry.
That was
my bad.
I don't know that I can do it again.
I clicked the button.
Oh man. So we've all been at that meeting where somebody new is there and they say, "Hey, tell us what you do," and they stand up. In fact, it happened in our LaTip meeting yesterday. They asked somebody, "Tell us what you do." You know, take just a moment.
I think you're frozen.
Am I frozen? Hey, Richard, are we frozen? Can you hear us?
Yes, you can.
You can. Okay, then I'm just going to go.
It's just not.
I can hear you, but you're frozen.
I'd rather you hear me. I'd rather you hear me than anything else.
Thank you,
Me too.
The guy rambled, and honestly, it was our president's fault. He didn't
cut him off.
Stop him.
Yeah.
And at about the 70-second mark, I wanted to cut in myself, but it wasn't my place. So I was not listening. I just completely tuned the guy out, and we don't want that to happen. So that's what today is all about. Second. Okay. So when someone asks you, what do you do?
It has not advanced. There you go.
When there is always the, oh God, you break out in a sweat, and we don't want that to happen. We want to make it this easy for you to know what to do, what to say, and all the rest of it. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about a lot of things that are guaranteed to make your elevator story better. We're going to give you some elevator stories that work, I'll say about 80% of the time, and give you the templates for it, and we'll give you some free help. A little about us. We've turned a lot of entrepreneurs into entrepreneurs. We've spoken on stages all over the U.S. Last year, we were in Canada and a whole bunch of different states. We mentor small businesses to teach you the keys of getting what you want from your business. Most of the time, it is a steady stream of small adjustments that are going to make the difference, as opposed to huge things. Now, if you've never done an elevator pitch before, or you're not sure what to say, or you don't listen to it, that would be a big adjustment. So that's what we're going to fix today. A couple times a year, we do our Small Business Breakthrough Boot Camp. We've been in 500 publications and radio shows, published 8 best-selling books. And today, our mission is to kind of give you a better elevator story. All right, let's begin with one of the most important things you're going to get. Write this down. Make sure you're taking notes. If you saw this on Facebook, what would you answer? And most of the time, people would just write, I'm an archaeologist. I'm an accountant. They would give the generic term for what you do. Now, the challenge there is that it allows people to put you in whatever box they put an architect or an archaeologist or whatever you do. It's how the human mind works. That's their goal, is to sort as easily as possible, and they don't pay as much attention to you as they could. Now, on another example, if you saw this website, what would you think the company does? And this is an actual website. If you want to go see it, it's in the lower left. The URL's in the lower left-hand corner. And I saw this and thought, well, how many people in any industry say, well, yeah, I do custom solutions. Okay, McDonald's does it, although you could order it without onions.
You can customize it, even at McDonald's.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone can do custom solutions. Quality work, support. This is the genericizing of your business, and that's the last thing you want to do. So how well you create your pitch, your story, your commercial is going to determine if they're going to listen, because every marketing tactic that you uses a version of your elevator pitch. Some of them are going to be longer. Some are going to be shorter. If you're doing a promotional product, it's your logo, a tagline, and a URL sometimes. but you're always going to have to tell your story in a very direct and easy manner. So we want to make sure that you know how to make and not lose the sale in 30 seconds. All right, let's go through 8 things that are going to make your elevator pitch better. How many?
8.
8. So let's start with number 1. Did you know that "hello, my name is" killing your business?
That's sad.
Yeah. You want to talk about why? Or
Sure. When you go around a room or a table where everyone stands up and says, "Hi, my name is," "Hi, my name is," we tend to tune out. Our brains say, "You know what? I've heard this," and they tune out, which is why we can't remember your name. So what do you start with instead?
several other things. And the reason is your subconscious will say, "Oh, I've heard this before. I don't need to be here for this," and it checks out. And we don't want your people to check out. So you don't start with "Hi, my name is." You want to start with other things. A quote, a statement, a question. In fact, a question is kind of the best. Let's give you an example. What color are your eyes? What kind of car do you drive? What year did you graduate high school? Who's your favorite Beatle? Now, if you answered all those, it's because the human mind cannot not answer a question. So when you begin your elevator story with a question,
one that's tied to your business, not
preferably
one of the examples.
Yeah, don't write down those 4 and think those are I just gave you like the golden egg or something. No, one that ties into your business. You're going to get them to snap back to your attention. We have seen or heard experts that say you have to memorize your elevator speech.
No, you don't. We know we're not hiring actors, right? We're hiring you as whatever it is you do, right? As I said before, archaeologist, accountant, whatever, not an actor. So.
Yep. In fact, what most people would say if they saw you read it is, "Wow, Richard is reading his. He thought about it in advance. He's prepared. I wish I was more like Richard." Well, if you knew Richard, you'd want to be more like Richard, but hey. So it's totally okay to write it down, I think you used to carry it in your phone too.
Evernote. Yep, I have different options in Evernote, so I can just read it. Absolutely.
So it's okay to do that. And there's always that person. Oh, dear. When we were in Los Angeles, I would sometimes follow Star Tomlinson or Sharon Rosen, or they would sing theirs, and they would be awesome. And I was in a networking group where I always tried to sit next to the insurance guy because I just really liked hanging out with him, and he was a nice guy. But he never wanted to sit next to me at our group. And I finally said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, your elevator pitch is so good that I never want to follow you." Now, there are going to be those people that are really good, that are really funny. So we never use the words, that's a hard one to top, where I could never top that.
That's a hard act to follow.
Yeah, you're giving away your power in the room.
Don't do that.
So if they're really good, they're really funny, they're really dramatic, let the room settle, because your time doesn't start until you stand up or you unmute. So they're not gonna just start the clock on you. Wait for it to settle. Let them have their moment, and then you take the stage and kick their butt. When you're in person, you don't want to be that guy. We've all met that guy, usually from some really large insurance company. He just started. He gets a business card and he says, "Here, take 3." Like, dude, I just met you.
I don't know you well enough to refer to you. I certainly don't.
Good God, man, really? No, don't be that person. Or the one you go to a party and somebody does that. It's the
also usually it's
worst. So don't be that person. Give out your card when it's asked for, but don't be that guy. And it's usually a guy. Heck, there was one woman in a chamber that we are were a member of it in Los Angeles. And it was really well known. She was, I'm not even going to say what she does. We're a litigious society. But you never wanted to be in eye shot. Or if they got you into breakout rooms, you never wanted to be in the same room. Because she had one pitch, it was really strong, and she would keep following up with you 72,000 times. Even when you said, we've talked before. Like she completely forgot. If you said no once, she forgot. Now I get it. You have to go through a certain amount of no's. But so when I would see her at a chamber event, I would kind of watch her, and I would walk up to her if she had a new person in the corner, as it were, and I would get that person away and say, just wanted to get you away, and we all know who she is and what she does. So don't be that person. That was more of a for me soapbox.
I just avoid her.
Yeah. Now you're going to need a raffle prize and a call to action. Tell us what to do at the end of your elevator story. If you just end and sit down, it's like, well, that's fine and all, but now what do I do? So you want to tell us what to do next. Now, usually, if it's a Zoom, it's put your information in the chat, or my info's in the chat, or here's a special offer, grab my info from the chat, or see me after the meeting, and I have a special thing for you.
Or let's exchange business cards.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yep. Actually, today, I was at a lunch meeting today, and when one person, she was speaking, I said, make sure I get your card afterwards.
Did she?
No.
It's amazing how often that happens.
I was like, make sure I get your card afterwards. I want to buy what you have. Nope. In fact, I walked over and she didn't hear me, and she walked right past me. And I'm looking, Rodney is across the table. I was like, did you see that? He goes, oh yeah, I saw that. And moved next, like, did you see what that? Yeah, she was focused. She had to get out. But oh well. So I don't buy what she needed because I kind of liked what she did. Now your raffle prize. Don't be the person that gives out the bottle of wine, because the person that inevitably wins it has 12 years in pro. When you're giving out a gift card to one of those coffee places, they're going to forget who you are. It goes into their wallet, they use it, they forget who you are. So it should tie back into your business somehow. We tend to use our books. In fact, if you'd like one of our books, here's our raffle prize just for showing up today. Our books are on the screen. Pick the one you want. Our email address is at the bottom and in the chat, or it's about to be when Sharon puts it in there. Pick the book of your choice, and we will send it the PDF to you of the one. If you're an overwhelmed and overthinking entrepreneur, ask for Marketing Checklist 4.
It is the newest one.
Yeah. If you are in business with a partner, married or otherwise, I would grab Partners in Everything. Really good books. Or if you just hate sales, grab our sales books. There we are. Another thing that we use as a raffle prize, and we'll give it away to you now if you'd like it, we interview people on our podcast. It's called the Marketing Checklist Viewcast. And it's a 7-minute, 21-second podcast, because our anniversary is
July 21.
Yep. So if you'd like to be on that, costs nothing. Like to invite you on it. We'll send you the questions in advance. You send us the answers. If it fits in our format, you're in. It's really that simple. So those are two things that we use all the time as our call to action. And we'll just give it away to you today just because you were here.
So send one email for the book, and the same email if you're interested in the podcast. Just let us know that same email. Don't send two different emails.
Yeah, please. Thanks. Body language. Don't stand with your hands in your pocket. Don't lean on the chair. Don't cross your feet. Feet shoulder width apart, hands straight down, or very direct, easy hand language, but don't gesticulate wildly. If you're virtual, you want to have a background that's pleasant or plain. We suggest plain, simple, dark. let yourself show up. The one, I don't know if we're unfrozen yet. The one behind us,
We are.
it's an actual wall, black felt. We are not virtual. There's no ghosting when we move. No ghosting. Makes it very simple and easy. The black absorbs excess light, which is always a good thing. So when you look at the three pictures here, the two on the right, in fact, these are all three. We took snips of all three of these. The two on the right, one person couldn't bother to comb her hair or show up she was late. The other one had a window open and just put on sunglasses. Really? How you show up is judged. People will judge it. You want to make sure you are filling your box.
Don't be like this.
Yeah, don't be at the top. If you were looking at other people here, well, let's see, Richard's there. See how Richard fills his box so well. He's right there. So make sure that your body language is appropriate. Your fortunes and your follow-up.
I used to be the 3 strikes you're out gal.
So you'd make 3 calls and that was it?
Either calls or emails or texts, whatever. 3 chances you weren't interested, I'm out. Wow. And then I saw this, the last stat on the card, 80% of sales are made between the 5th and 12th contact.
Yep.
So if you're that 3 strikes you're out person, you are leaving money on the table.
Yep.
Keep following up. You don't want to be telling your subconscious that what you have isn't important, which is what happens if you just give up. You're also telling your prospect that what you have isn't that important. Well, I've lived all this time. They only followed up 3 times. I must not really need it. That's not the message you want to send.
Yeah. And that in the 4th line, only 10% of salespeople make money. Wow. Hey, if you don't feel like writing all these down and you would like it in a greeting card that we mail to you, grab our email address and let us know you'd like us to mail you this card, and we will put it in the mail, and you can have all those stats with you, and they'll remind you to make more calls. In this card, there's a couple of other things, reminders that go along with it. So grab that card. You can, again, put in the email that you want the sales stats card, and we will put it in the mail to you.
That same email with the book and the viewcast, all the same.
So how long should an elevator story be?
30 seconds.
Yes, most of the time. You get 52 words. Now, I came up with the number 52 because the preamble of the United States Constitution has 52 words. Oh my goodness. I figure if they could describe our country in 52 words and what we're all about, I think most of us should be able to do that with our company. And if you stick to 52 words plus your call to action, it will remind you to get to the point and let people know what you can do for them. And 52 words plus your call to action usually comes out to about 30 seconds. So there's your mathematical formula. I know we told you there would be no math, but
no, we didn't.
No, we didn't. So how does that work? Well, here's one of our elevator pitches, and you'll see how we do it. Do you want to start or do you want to go second?
I'll go second just because I can't
read
everything.
So since we only have 30 seconds, here's what we do for you in your sales and marketing in just 15 words.
Clarity.
Focus.
Decision.
Marketing.
Messaging.
Urgency.
Consistency.
Revenue.
Prove it.
Results.
Guarantee.
You.
Us.
Accountability.
Now. Our coaching group is your marketing easy button to effectively share your sales message with prospects.
See how our system works? Go to how to get there faster for your free 30-minute Get Focused for Success call. See, 30 seconds, 52 words, plus our call to action. So 52 words is a lot. You can do an awful, tremendous amount of things there. All right, let's go into the elevator speech models, shall we?
We shall.
First one, this is when you just kind of meet somebody at a mixer, or you're in line at breakfast for the chamber thing. You just want to say hi, and you ask people, "Oh, good to meet you. What do you do?" 2 sentences. And this is going to be about 30-something words, 30 words or so. 2 sentences. It begins with, the first one begins with, you know how. The second one, well, I. Or, can you picture? Well, I. And the third one, have you ever, see, it's going to be a question. Well, I. And all 3 of these are really questions. Let me give you some examples. Ever dreamt of rapidly increasing your sales but lacked a plan to lead you down the marketing path? Well, I'm a marketing trail guide. I get you up and moving. It's that quick, that simple, that easy. Not a lot of words. People don't want to be blown apart. Really, if you're in line, breakfast, they're really just being nice. And if they're your target audience, then awesome. But if they're not, let them get to the sausage and move on. Let them get to the scrambled eggs. But if they're your real target audience, then, oh, how interesting. Can I get your card, or we should talk? You're just trying to give them enough so that they raise their hand. There's a thing out there. It's called a marketing sales funnel. And most business coaches train you that that's a one funnel, and that at the top of the funnel are all your prospects, and then they take you down some steps. At the bottom of the funnel is where they make a sale. We look at it differently. There's 2 funnels. The first one is a marketing. See, marketing is getting people to raise their hand, and sales is after they've raised their hand and give you permission to talk more about what you do. In other words, sell me. You go into a totally different funnel. So our job, your job, our job, is to give someone just enough information that they figure out they want to raise their hand and get to know you better. And you're not going to be the overwhelming person. You are just the friendly person who is in line getting breakfast. Now, here's one example of how you can do your 30-second elevator pitch. Again, 2 sentences plus your call to action at the end. And I'm going to tell you how to fill in the 4 blanks. You know how many, and you'll notice how it does. This is just, you could also read that as, comma, many, so that they don't think they have to come up with a number. Many, your ideal client, struggle with, and what's her number 1 problem? Well, what I do is, and you give your solution, so that, and what happens when they work with you. Now, here's what most of you are going to do with this. You're going to take that number 1 problem and you're going to give me 3 or 4 different things. You know how many dentists struggle with getting new patients, getting their patients to come in on time, or having their patients refer people? No, just pick one. What's their number 1 problem? We don't want people to try and keep too much in their head. Now, if you said, you know how many dentists struggle with getting their clients there on time? Oh, okay. Well, what if I know a dentist that has a problem getting new clients? Well, yeah, I can help there too. So you want them to come to you and raise their hand. In this case, you might have a solution that gets their patients there on time. It's a reminder system. Well, what I do is have a system that reminds them of their appointment, so that you get more patients in and out on a daily basis. See how that works?
Without staff time.
Yeah. So here's a couple of examples using our business. You know how many, many small business owners struggle with a marketing message that sells. Now, Sharon and I, as business coaches, we help clients with a lot of different things. But in this case, we're just talking about a marketing message that sells. Or in the second one, you know how many small business owners struggle with creating content in their ads that sell? Well, I don't need content for my ad, but I need content for my website. Oh yeah, I can do that too. See how this works? Okay. So 2 sentences. You have 4 blanks to fill in, and then you have your call to action at the end. This is a very simple formula. Any of you can do this right now. Now, if you're doing this virtually, always okay to have props. When we give away one of our books, we always have our book handy. If you'd like one of our books, this one in particular, and we hold it up. You'll notice I hold it up close to my heart. So having props are wonderful. If you have a product that displays well, you want to have that with you.
Even in person. I know that Hank mentioned if it's virtual, but even if you're in person, by all means, bring your props with you. We bring our books with us as well. We
have a photographer client. In fact, we have 2 different businesses that are photographers that are clients. And they both, at events, will bring one of their current photos that they've just shot recently. And they will, because literally a picture tells 1,000 words, they get to show people the quality of their work so that people will see it and, oh, I really like that. Sometimes they'll bring a pet. Oh, I see you do pet photography, but she was talking about headshots. All right, this one's the hardest, the testimonial. You'll probably use this only a couple % of the time. We all get invited to somebody else's event. Sharon and I get invited to other chambers, and they go around the room, and you get to do an elevator pitch. I always get there early. I want to know, I figure out who's the MC, and I start talking to the MC or the host or the sponsor. I want to find out someone who's kind of in charge. My questions are always the same. Hey, I'm kind of new to this. Well, I'm not new to networking, but I am new to their group. Yes, I have gone to thousands, literally thousands of these. I know how it works. Everyone gets to stand up. They get 30 seconds each. One person talks a little bit long. Yeah, we know the process. I'm kind of new to this. How's it going to work? And I let them walk me through it. And then when it is my turn, I don't do what most people do. Most people that are guests at an event are thinking, all right, I get one shot at these people. It better be good. I'm going to have to sell like hell. No, you don't. I tend to instead, hey everyone, my name's Hank, I'm a business coach, but you're going to forget about me in an hour, but I got to tell you, I was greeted so warmly today by Philip. Philip, your MC today, oh my God, couldn't be a nicer human being. And isn't he doing a great job running it today? Let's hear it for Phil. Awesome. Yes, I do a little cheer. By the way, he's an insurance agent, and I know a lot of insurance agents. I've worked with a lot of them, coached a lot of them, but I'll tell you, see how I put in, I've coached a lot of them. But when he's talking about what he's doing, if you haven't sat down with Phil, do yourself a favor and make sure that you sit down and get some of the knowledge out of his mind into yours. So see, all I've done is edified somebody in the room, I thanked the person that invited me. You are edifying someone else. And you know what's going to happen? The law of reciprocity is going to kick in. Phil, who's running the meeting, is now going to say something really nice about me. It's just how it works. And when that person says something nice about you, that's called third-party validation, which you don't get when you're a guest. So do me a favor, when you try this the first time, take some guts, send me an email. I want to know how you did it. I have a special prize for you when you do it. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's just really cool. So try this out. You will be very happy when you do it. It will work better than if you just had tried to sell everyone in the room because you felt the pressure. All right. So your first step, we want to help you get your marketing much better. If you would like to write your elevator pitch down and send this to us or talk about it with us in person without everybody, because we're about to give you a shot to do this live here which just got everybody going. Oh my God, I'm a little bit nervous. If you go to howtogettherefaster.com, that's our scheduling link. It'll ask you a couple of questions so that we can be ready, and we'll help you. We'll walk you through it. In fact, what we'll do is we'll probably send you our 4-step commercial planner. Yeah, we could do that, and we can send that to you, and you'll send that to us, and we'll go through it with you and be ready for it. All right. So, oh, what? Oh, I just heard somebody mentally thought, wow, why don't they just send that to us anyway? Okay, if you'd like this 4-step commercial planner, you have our email address. It's right there on the screen. If you tell us you want our commercial planner, then I'll send it to you.
Along with the other things that you asked, right? One email. There you
go. Before we go to hearing from you, just want to let you know our next boot camp is coming up in March. We're going to be doing it virtually unless you're in Maryland. In Maryland, we're going to do one live in person. And we're also going to do one live in person in Los Angeles. All the information you would need is right there at yourmarketingbootcamp.com. If you're just tired of learning from your mistakes, we put your marketing path together in a day, and so that is out there for you. All right, I think yes. Here are all the links if you want us. How to get there faster, 30 minutes with us. The viewcast to come on our podcast. All of our other webinars are at Your Marketing Advisor, and I think we're ready.
Cool.
So let us do this. It's your turn. If you would come on, if you want your shot. In fact, why wouldn't you want to do your elevator pitch with a lot of other people listening? And since we're recording this, people that are watching the recording are going to then hear you, so you can do an ad. Oh my God, it makes sense for you to do it. So, all right, unmute and raise your virtual hand, and we will.
And come on camera.
Come on camera.
Yeah. So come on camera, raise your digital hand, and you will have a turn. Right now, the only person that we see on camera is Richard.
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 Yes. Yes. Yes.
You want to give it a shot, Richard?
Sure.
Go for it.
And God help you if you start with "Hi, my name is." I swear to God.
Oh, you know your audience, don't you?
Oh, I just know and love you, and you would do it just to
mess with you.
Just to have some fun, but no, I won't do that. Did you know that 98% of small business owners have no idea what their business is worth? And because of that, what I discovered is they have a lot of trouble building succession plans, figuring how much their business is worth when someone approaches them, wants to buy them, or when they're trying to sell it. So I've added a non-person service to my category, and my, that's not the word I wanted, to my catalog. That's the word I wanted, which is business valuations. And it has been received with glowing responses.
Huh.
How about giving me a call and let's set something up?
Yeah. So let's play with that a little.
Okay.
I would start with a different question that would capture their attention. It's really nice that you told me that 98% of people have no idea what their business is worth. My answer was, and so let's try it a different way. Let's
would you like to know?
Yeah, let's reach out to your audience.
Okay.
And say, do you know what you're going to do with your business when it's time for you to retire? Well,
Good.
no, I don't. And then you can give the stat. You know, if you don't, you're just like 98% of other small business owners. They have no idea what their business is worth or what to do with it when they're done with it. My name's Richard Lewine, and one of the things that I do is evaluate your business and let you know what it's worth and give you a plan on what to do next. See, do you see how that?
I do. That's why you're in the business that you're in, and I'm in the one that I'm in.
Absolutely. So
thank you.
So write it out.
Yeah.
And you've got our email address. Send it to me. I want to make sure that we have that nailed down for you. All right, Richard.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
No worries. Love you. You're a great human being.
Richard, I did see your email in our email box. I didn't get a chance to look at the calendar to see if we can attend, but I did see your email.
Good. Thank you. That's why I sent it. I was hoping that you would read it.
I read it. I just didn't have a chance to compare it to the calendar.
I just sent emails hoping somebody has it. All right. Trudy Perkins has her hand raised.
I see that. Trudy, can you come on camera and unmute?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
awesome.
no, wait. Oh, look at that. She fixed her camera. She's adjusting a little bit more. A little more. Camera down.
A little more up.
More Trudy, less wall.
Oh, like
So
right
much
there.
better.
So much better. Now your smile shines through. That's killer. All right. Go for it.
Hi. Good afternoon. Did you know that 80% of what is learned in professional training fade within a few short weeks after the training?
Yes, I did know that.
At Momentum Consulting Firm, we work with organizations across all sectors to facilitate processes that invite the possibility and speculation into direct practice with racial change. Our purpose is to help organizations and the people in them enact positive racial behavior, change, and personal change by getting rid of the negative, or what I call habits of racism. We do this by meeting each person where they are and facilitating opportunities for personal, professional, and racial growth. Why don't you check my website out, momentumconsultingfirm.com, and we can talk more.
Wait, one little one before you start. Thanks for not doing the W's. Good job. You get a high five for that.
Okay.
Now, Sharon.
So my first thought was, wow, to really follow this, I have to see it written. I just to follow all the things that you're saying, I have to see it written, and that's not going to happen. That means that it's too complex. There's something in there that's just too much detail.
You'll notice see the letters after her name.
I understand.
She's a doctor, so she has.
I understand. The other thing that came up is at one point you said meet you where you are, which has two different meanings. But when you're doing an elevator story, it makes the listener think, wait, does that mean you come to my office, or are you saying that you meet me at where I'm at in the process? And then they're stuck in this, wait, which did she mean? And now they missed everything else that you said. So there's a little bit of fine tuning in there. And by the way, I love the work that you're doing, former HR. I totally get that. So it's fabulous work, but we just need to hone in on your elevator story a little bit.
In fact, did you come to Princess Anne, Maryland and work with like
everybody?
Yeah.
Yes.
We moved to this.
The answer is yes, resounding yes.
We didn't know we were moving to the South.
Well, we didn't know we were, 1942.
And you know what I mean when I say the South.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we even have a historically Black university here too. And oh my God. Now, one of the challenge I had was you were like 3 sentences in before I realized, oh, the work she does has to do with dealing with racism. And I was, here's where I went. Because of your first stat, which I did know, I thought you were going to work with companies that do seminars, webinars, events to help them get their audiences to remember more about what they taught and therefore generate more sales.
Right, yeah.
And then like the third sentence in, all of a sudden I heard racism. What? Oh, I was way off. So did you happen to have that written down, please?
Actually, I kind of took a quick minute before while you guys were talking, and I kind of put together a couple. I have my statement written, so the statement about what I do as far as racial awareness development. That was written out, but I kind of threw that first part in from some other knowledge that I had.
Okay. So here's what you're going to do. Are you coachable?
Most definitely.
Awesome. You saw that we put our email address in the chat, and we've given our email address like 17 times, right?
Yes.
You're going to write yours out, you're going to pick the book that you want of ours, and you're going to ask us to be on our podcast. And we're going to tweak your elevator pitch. We're going to send you the questions for our podcast, have you on our podcast, and help you out.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Cool.
Yes, I mean, I really have struggled with trying to pull this message together because I really want to do this in a way that's that's very different from what we typically see right now as far as the work around this.
Who's your ideal client? Who will write you a check? What's your ideal audience? I just asked the same question.
My ideal client, I believe, to be corporate leaders, and they're like their HR and many of them are leading these departments, but they're diversity teams and things like that. And those leaders.
How big of a company are you when you say a corporate leader? How big is that company?
Any size.
No, ideal client.
The ideal client would be someone with 100 or more 100 or more employees.
Okay. And that's okay.
Yeah, 100 or more employees will still have an HR department. If they don't, there's something really wrong.
Does it make sense for you to get connected with PEOs?
PEOs I'm not sure what that.
They're a professional employment organization.
So
the one that's used to be most, I'm going to make an assumption that you're about the same age as we are, so you might remember the ads for administrative staff.
She's younger and better looking.
Well, definitely better looking than us. But anyway, you might remember the ads for administrative staff, and administrative staff is a PEO. But there are many, many PEOs. ADP now has a PEO division. There are a ton.
It's who HR calls when HR needs HR.
Okay, no, I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah, what they are is that they are co-employers of the employees, so that the employer gets better benefits than just what they could get with their small business, right? Because now they're part of an organization. So they get better benefits, they get access to employment law attorneys, and as Hank said, HR has a place to go. They have all these things that they give to small business owners. So if you get in front of one PEO that totally gets what you do, they can send you out to all of the small businesses that are under their umbrella.
You become one of their vendors. That, by the way, that one note was worth your entire time here. Screw the rest of everything else.
It certainly was.
That was worth your entire time.
But we're very well connected with two PEOs. There are a bunch of them, but the two that we know will answer our email, we're very well connected with. So once we have your elevator story locked in, we can then forward it to those two PEOs and see if we can get you connected with them.
That's awesome. I will definitely send you an email. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're so welcome.
Where are you based?
Trudy, you lucked out today.
I did.
Trudy, where are you based?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, I did. I can't tell you how long I've struggled with trying to find my way to really say what I'm doing. So
yeah,
it's vital work, as you well know.
And I do it with the positive intelligence spin, so it's really more of a helpful rather than antagonistic type of a process.
Where we are, they're not going to get
you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You bet.
You're so
Good
welcome.
to meet you. All right, who next?
Come on camera, raise your digital hand, unmute, all those things.
Be as brave as Trudy.
That's right.
Come on. Look at the coaching she just got. Going once, going twice.
No one, you're all complete.
Awesome then. All right. Then on the screen, you've got 5 different URLs where we can help you out. 3 of those have a bunch of our information with free stuff. Yeah, a couple of them is our boot camp is a small investment. We also have a marketing repair service. But the top three are all free stuff, free references. Love to help you out. Thanks for being here today. Remember, if everything happens for a reason,
Be the reason things happen.
see you next time, everybody.
Thank you.
You
You're
bet. Rich,
welcome.
always a pleasure to see you on the screen, man.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.